the other Charizard EX. Oh, this is bad news. Well, he doesn't have an ability. He doesn't have an ability. This is bad news. Okay, well, I probably lose the game now. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting this Charizard EX. Good job on my opponent. That's one thing I say. Well, it's Uncommon Fossil, and taking a look at Ogerpon EX, in particular looking at the build of the deck that we get on the basic battle pass at tier 0. So as soon as you log in, even if you're a brand new player, the first time you log in with the Twilight Masquerade battle pass up, you get this exact 60 cards. It's obviously far from optimized, and this deck will get a lot better as we get more cards, but it's certainly an interesting deck and worth taking a look at and getting to know how it works, because it's going to change a lot when we upgrade it later on too. So while I don't think this is the best build, it is, it's useful to get to know different builds, and you might just see it up against online as well, assuming of course you can actually play games on online, but that's not hopefully the focus of today's video. So it plays a number of the Ogerpons. It plays 2 copies of the Teal Mask Ogerpon. We can get 2 more copies, by the way, when we upgrade, and that's really good. But still, we have 2 copies. It has a solid attack. It's a 210 HP basic Pokemon. All of the Mask Ogerpon EXs are that. This one has a very nice ability. Teal Dance. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Grass Energy from your hand to this Pokemon. If you do, you draw a card, which is nice, very, very good. It only accelerates to itself, not to anyone else. But since it's a basic, it's easier to set up than an evolution that might do something similar. So very good there. The downside with a deck like this is because we have different types, they have different types of energies, so the number of grass energies isn't as high as it could be if it was an all grass deck. But we're generally getting grass energy in our hand, and we have some new items to make that happen as well. And then the attack, for the on there, but Myriad Leaf Shower, 3 grass energies, does 30 damage plus 30 more for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So if the only energy is on this Pokemon, the minimum you have to have 3. So you're doing 120. That's very underwhelming. You can obviously get some more energies on, and hopefully your opponent has more energies. And if the Charizard EX, I believe, is powered up, so it could attack, like if it attacked last turn, now you have, 3 plus 2, 5 energies, 6 times 3, 180, and you double it. So you do one shot at a Charizard EX if it's powered up. So that's certainly important there. I'll hit the other Ogerpons in the deck as well. We have the Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon EX. This gets better with the upgrade when we start to have Magma Basin, because powering up's a little awkward here. But 2 attacks, Hearthful Wrath for 3 energies, Grass, Colorless, does 20 per damage counter on this Pokemon, and we kind of want to switch into it possibly, right? You're getting the 2 grass energies on a Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. It gets damaged but not knocked out, and we can switch into it and just attach 1 fire energy and make that attack. Or we need 3 fire energies attached, which could happen, but it's a lot of turns. Then for the 3 fires, it does 140, and if your opponent's Pokemon is an evolution, it does 140 more. So 280, which of course is a great number, but very tricky to power up. I have not taken, with the way this deck's built, I have not used that attack yet, I have to say. Then we have the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. This is kind of a control card. I haven't really used this a ton. The first attack from Colorless Energy Sob does 20. Your opponent's defending Pokemon can't retreat the following turn, and that does have value. Now, having a stall type option is good. So that's a plus there. And then we can attack Watercolors Colorless. Again, you could use the you can switch in from a Teal Mask with the accelerated energies too. So Watercolors Colorless is 100. Then you shuffle up to 3. And you may shuffle 3 energies attached to this Pokemon to your deck. If you do, it also does 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so 100 active, 120 benched, and that's not bad, right? That's certainly can be very useful, so keep that in mind as a situational attacker. And then the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX, potentially very good. Only having 1 copy of most of these Pokemon makes it a little tricky, but it's got this great ability, Cornerstone Stance, and this is going to be important probably in this deck, in other decks as well, for sure. You prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have any abilities. I like to play Alolan Vulpix V-Star with Arceus V-Star, and that has this what the ability, but it's an effective an attack. But because it's effective attacking, gusted out, this always has it. So that is very, very nice. Canceling Clone does shut it off because it's an ability, but all in all, the basic with this ability, very good there. And then Demolish for fighting colorless. And again, probably you're powering up your Teal Mask Ogerpon, switching into it, then it does 140. And now it doesn't hit for weakness because damage, this attack's damage is affected by weakness or resistance or effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. And since if you're just playing this as a strictly EX attacking box, then having the ability to hit through effects such as Mimikyu is important. So so that's good. Obviously, it'd be nice if you could hit for fighting weakness because that's good. Can't do that with this though. Then one support Pokemon, which Lumineon V, we could potentially attack with it. Probably won't, but you know, search your deck for a supporter when you play it down is good. And a 4/3 Sinistcha. This is actually, I think it's probably more of a Sinistcha deck in some ways than an Ogerpon EX deck because I attack with a Sinistcha a lot with the way this is built. Both attacks are for 1 grass energy. That's good. Curse drop, you put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So that can be important. Usually that's not what we're doing, but it's nice as an option there for sure. But then Spill the Tea for one grass energy. Now look, this is a low HP Pokemon, only 70 HP. Fortunately, it's 70, not 60, so your Dragapult EX doesn't fully knock it out, but you know, the HP is super low for an evolution. But it does 7. You can discard up to 3 grass energy from your Pokemon, not just from the Sinistcha, but any of the other ones. And of course, we accelerate energies to the Teal Mask, so that we can do we can discard those 3 grass energy every turn with this deck. It does 70 per damage per energy card you discarded that way. Only grass, of course. So you can do 210 on a single prize stage 1 for 1 energy. That's very nice. Now, 210 means you're not getting the 220, 230 number that you kind of like. So it's not ideal, but it's definitely a big option with this deck. I think once we upgrade the deck as we move up the Battle Pass, we're probably going to just cut the Sinistchas out of here. But the way this deck is built, because we don't really quite have enough of the Ogerpon EXs, and Sinistcha is very good, I find that I'm attacking with Sinistcha a lot. So it doesn't always work. You might not get the numbers you want, but you're kind of, the way this build is, you're attacking with Sinistcha a lot in it. Okay, getting to the energies, 8 basic grass, because that's what we need for the Teal Mask Ogerpon to accelerate. Then 1 water, 1 fighting, and 4 of the fire. The 4 fires because you need 3 fires for the second attack on on the Hearthstone Ogerpon EX. The problem is you're only attaching it manually each turn, and that's just probably not going to happen. Then 1 luminous energy, which is very useful. As long as it's attached to a Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, as long as it's the only special energy attached. So hence why we only play 1 copy of it in the deck. But it does help give flexibility to switching out between the different Ogerpon EXs. All right, getting into the trainers here. Have a few new trainers, which is fun. Some of them might not be the best. We might drop some as we upgrade the deck, but it's certainly fun to play them now. 2 copies of Bug Catching Set. This is a nice little item card. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, you may reveal up to 2 in any combination of grass Pokemon and basic grass energy. Put them into your hand, shuffle the rest back in your deck. So Pokemon or energy in grass, get them in hand, and that's good, right? It certainly fits with this deck. 1 copy of Carmine, a supporter. You discard your hand, draw 5. That's not good, but what makes it interesting and maybe viable is you can use this on your first turn if you go first. So you can play a supporter, one of the few supporters you can play on your first turn going first. You know, honestly, I don't love it, but, you know, fun to have and try out. 1 copy of EXP Share, right when your active Pokemon is knocked out, move a damage to the Pokemon this card's attached to. A basic energy only, but again, can be important because we got to keep streaming these attacks. 1 energy retrieval, get 2 basic energies from the discard pile into your hand, particularly for those grass ones so we can reaccelerate them. 2 copies of Rescue Board, reduces the retreat cost by 1. We also play 2 copies of Beach Court, so retreating is a big part of the way this deck's built. You know, I think that I think the deck has more switching things than it needs, probably. 4 Professor's Research is really good for setting up. 2 Bravery Charms, we're attacking with these basic EXs a lot, so Bravery Charm gives us 50 more HP. 2 Boss's Orders, just really good. 2 Iono. 1 Arven, all good supporters there. 3 copies of Ogre's Mask, another new card from this set. It's an item. You choose a Pokemon EX in your discard pile that has Ogerpon in its name, and you switch it with one of your Pokemon EX in play that has Ogerpon in its name. So you can switch one Ogerpon EX for another from discard pile to what's in play. Any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, other effects remain on the new Pokemon. The turns in play doesn't really matter for this deck, I don't think. It matters for evolution Pokemons, right? It allows you to evolve, but because if the other Pokemon was in play the previous turn. But damage counters, energies are important because we power up our Teal Mask Ogerpon. We can then use, right, the deck's kind of designed. Then we play Ogre's Mask, so we can switch it into one of these other Ogerpon EXs with the energy staying in place. If you have Luminous already attached, then it provides the 1 energy you need. And then the damage counters stay, which can be bad, but it can also be good because then the Hearthflame Ogerpon EX's first attack does 20 per damage counter on that Pokemon. So boom, we can switch into a damaged fire Pokemon and smack away with that. So Ogre's Mask is a fun card in the deck. Let's see, 1 copy of Super Rod, any combination of 3 Pokemon and or basic energy from the discard pile into your deck. 4 Ultra Balls and 4 Earthen Vessels. The Earthen Vessel is super important because we have a mix of energies. We need to be getting grass energies in particular to accelerate, but just getting energies into hand, very good. So that is the deck. I will say, it's interesting also, we have a firebox and a grass sleeve and a water coin, so kind of is celebrating the fact that there's a box style deck with different types of Pokemon. So they're having a little fun with that. That's what Pokemon did. So that's the list. Let us take a look at the deck in action. All right, well, it seems like live is working better today, so that's the good news. The bad news is this deck is not working well. So far, as I'm trying to record the video on the rank ladder, I'm playing games consistently, but I'm also losing games consistently. It's the Dragapult Tier 0 build still not optimized, but it's a decent, it's an okay deck. This is not a particularly good deck, I don't think. It's got some interesting cards like Carmine and stuff, but it's not overly good. All right, we both take a mulligan. That's okay there. Sorry, big yawn there. Still, all right, so probably a Charizard deck. That's not ideal. Am I first or second, by the way? I'm second, so I'll send up a Poltchageist or Poltchageist, is that what it is? So being second is not ideal, right? Not shocking that it's not ideal, right? Excuse me. So, and I don't have any acceleration from the discard pile of the deck, right? I will get 2 copies of Magma Basin as the deck gets upgraded, and a copy of Mela, so I can accelerate fire energies from the discard pile once I get the upgrades, and that I will make it better. It will just be, I'll be able to attack with the fire Ogerpon, the Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon EX. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but so my opponent just wins the game, don't they? Oh, that's right, they went first. So that's the good news. If they had gone second, I would have just lost the game. I'm going to research, right? So I'll get I guess I'll grab 2 energies. Because I'll manually attach 1. I'll bench him. Do this. I can't attack, though, because I can't get 3 energies in play this turn. All right. I'll attach there. Drop down the Beach Court. Might as well. Research. Why is this guy glowing? Oh, I can retreat now. That's why it's glowing. Okay, so do I want to... I think I want to do this. And oh, my other grass guy's prize. Only having 2 grass guys isn't good, especially in a matchup like this, right? This matchup kind of wants the grass guy, and I'm going to grab a Sinistcha because that's really what I want for next turn, and I will just end turn. You know, I do have the Ogre's Mask, which means I can swap into the fire guy. I can and use the first attack, right? But once they evolve, I'm weak to them, so they're weak to me. I mean, excuse the yawn again. Anyway, yeah. So see what happens here. I have had more, even though my games have been happening earlier today, it seemed like my opponents were disconnecting in the middle of the game so that's not ideal. So I may be able to knock out my opponent, and that is very nice, right? Very, very nice. So I can get, I think, 2 energies in play with what I have now. They haven't played a supporter yet, right? Knock out the Charmeleon with my Teal Mask Ogerpon, probably. So if they just smack into my active, I guess it makes sense. The problem is I'm going to knock him out. They have Pidgey. Okay, so do they? I mean, so I only have to discard. Well, actually, I don't need to. I don't discard any energies with this. So I'm going to take a prize, and the problem is they can one-shot me this turn with the next turn with Charizard EX. That part I don't like. I gotta say, I definitely don't like that. But anyway, I'll get rid of the fire energy. I'm gonna research, right? Get 2 grasses, 1 to accelerate, 1 to attach to the Sinistcha. And I wouldn't mind actually getting, or maybe I can, if I get it, oh, my other Teal Mask is prized, right? So that part's not good. If they one-shot me this next turn, I just kind of lose the game as well. And that doesn't feel good. Losing the game doesn't feel good to me. So I'll grab, oh, I'm out of, what? I play 3 of the stage 1s. 1 of, oh, 2 of them are the, oh, okay, discard, okay. Well, I wasn't thinking all that through, was I? All right, so I do have Rod on deck. I mean, wow. All right, I guess I want the immunity, right? Immunity is good, actually. So I'm going to drop him down and then research. I need to start getting energy on him, but he stops Charizard EX. And I like stopping Charizard EX. I do have to say. I really do. All right, so I will do that so I don't get one shot this next turn. And I do 180. And as long as they don't knock me out, I can one-shot Charizard EX. The fire one, if they had a fire, you know, if they played like NTV, that would be bad for me. I don't know if Charizard decks start to revise things. You know, the Teal Mask Ogerpon's nice. It can attack with it. You can also use it just to get energies in play. So it has some flexibility. They could, you know, if they get Pidgeot EX, they may be able to get a Lost Vacuum and get rid of my Tool. There's also the Stadium, right, that stops tools from doing anything. Doesn't get rid of the tool, but your tool doesn't, yeah, I think it does nothing. All right, Entei. Okay, so what does he do? So he one-shots my Ogerpon probably, right? 960 plus 10. So he does 120. Actually, he comes up short with my Stadium, with my tool, I mean. But they obviously need to get all 3 energies on with a Charizard EX, but that's kind of interesting. I don't, you know, is it a time to play Entei in these decks? I don't know. I don't know. Game's going slow. Okay, getting, it might be the only tool they play in the deck. I don't know. Right now, they have Forest Seal Stone, right? So that means I would imagine they play Lumineon V. I assume they're not going to Lumineon V, but, you know, you don't fully know these things. And I do want to start powering up my fighting Pokemon because Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon this is kind of a game for him to shine as well. And maybe I want to retreat into the Sinistcha. I don't know though. I have to think about that one, right? I do have to think about that one. So 2 energies back in hand. What are they gonna? do with them, right? What do they want the energies for? They can poke me for 30. It does 60, right? And then they can finish me off the following turn pretty nicely. So if they just give me the, if they can't evolve, I don't know why they attach Forest Seal Stone. I guess, I mean, look, unless they, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because at some point, I assume they play Lumineon V, they might be able to use it later in the game, even if it's prized, Lumineon V, right? I mean, the Rotom V, I apologize, Rotom V. They might play Lumineon V as well, probably not, but the Rotom V probably is what they play. Even if it's prized, they might get it out, or even if they have any other tool, even if all their other tools are prized, they may have some tool if they want to get on Charmander, right? Okay, retreat to the bench. I don't have boss's order at this point, so they get closer to one-shotting me with the tool with a second knockout. They do, let me say, 180 plus 60, so they're doing 240. So they're just, if they get rid of the tool, they knock me out. All right, well, that's good. And do I want to just attack? Do I want to, what do I want to do here? Do I want to, I don't know what I want to do here, quite frankly. I guess I'm just going to attack. I think I just want to keep powering this guy up is what I want to do at the moment. So I'm just going to do this. Just keep poking. I guess I should have, maybe I should have retreated. But that, you know, that's okay. And then I'm going to start, yeah, I think I should have retreated. Now that I think about it, right? Look, they're doing very poorly, though. That's the one good thing. So, wow. Okay, are they going to call for family? What are they doing here? I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised they didn't attach to, I don't know, the Entei or the Charizard or something. They don't really want to attack. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing here. So I made a mistake. I guess they are giving me the chance to do something. Okay, that's not terrible. So I'm going to retreat, send him up, attach an energy, which is good. I guess I probably should take out the Pidgey, right? So, no, I don't want to play Lumineon V, though. I could play that, but I think I'd rather not have him in play, right? So do I want to discard this hand? I think I just attack, actually. I think I just attack. I will get rid of the grass on him. No, I think I want to get rid of... I'm going to get rid of the grass on the active, because he's going to get knocked out, right? And, yeah. And if he doesn't get knocked out, I can just attach, right? They want to boss up the guy on the bench is what they want to do. Take him out. I want to send up my Cornerstone Ogre Mask EX. And the Entei has an ability, which means he can't hurt my guy on the bench either, right? So, no, he doesn't hit the bench anyway, but... you know, I'll be doing 120, so I don't one-shot him, but this is a good spot. Energy Retrieval gets 2 energies to hand, so I do one-shot them next turn. That's quite nice. Okay, playing the stage 1, which you almost never see the stage 1 for Pidgeotto, right? Or Pidgey EX. But, all right. Pidgeot, what is it? Pidgeot EX, I guess? I'm trying to remember. It's Pidgeotto, Pidgey, and I mean, okay, making a mess. All right, so evolving. Okay, so they get the Pidgeot EX into play, so that's good for them there. I think I want to take the knockout, I'm pretty certain, right? I could boss something, but I don't really... Again, I don't think I really want to boss something, though. So I'll just take the knockout here. My opponent's gonna, you know... So I need to discard... Actually, I need to, what, discard... I need to discard 3 energies to take the knockout, but I think that feels kind of good. I think it does feel good, so I'll do that. I like the hand. I'm still liking my setup for next turn. Gotta click the right things, but don't click the wrong things. Right? I need to get all 3 energies discarded, which is unfortunate. If I get more energies in hand, I could attack again next turn with the Teal Mask, Ogerpon, right? They probably can't. They can't really boss this turn. I can't imagine. They could counter Catcher, but they need to. Well, I don't know what they drew, but they're probably gonna, you know, Research isn't a bad hand. They could Iono me as well. They're gonna have a tough time though. Right now, they don't have any way to smack into my Cornerstone Ogerpon EX. Right? The Charmeleon has an ability, which is good generally, but now it's bad. He can't even do 50 to me. And Pidgeot EX can't attack, and of course Charizard EX. None of those things can do damage to my Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. And of course, since it's not an effective attack, you know, with Alolan Vulpix EX, I'm worried because they can keep gusting up. I can attack, and they can try to switch, do a double switch or something. Okay, Iono, that's fine. Again, I'm in a very good spot here, so I'm okay with things. At this point, I just send up my Cornerstone Mask, Ogerpon EX, and see what they do. I assume they're going to evolve and attack. They can knock out the guy on the bench, but they... Oh, this isn't good. We have this floating card here, right? When I click on the deck, I have this card floating up in the air above the discard pile, kind of, right? So that card is just going to stay there. I don't actually think it's a card. I think it's just a visual glitch. I hope so, but, you know, we'll see how this game goes. Rather amusing as I click there. So they just knock me... Oh, wait, what? They're playing Charizard. The other Charizard EX. Oh, this is bad news. Well, he doesn't have an ability. This is bad news. Okay, well, I probably lose the game now. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting this Charizard EX. Good job on my opponent. That's one thing I say. And, yeah, that's... Wow, that's terrible. So he one-shots me. He discards 3 energy right now, but right now he's just doing 60. And I kind of need to knock him out, which I can't really do effectively, right? I'll do that. I don't know that is meaningful. Not in a good spot here, right? So I was not expecting the Charizard EX from what? Oh, from 151. So the Mew MEW, because they don't want to put the numbers on it. Okay, Grass Energy. Not terrible. This is not good though, right? The game's kind of breaking down here, it looks like. Live is starting to fail. Okay, it worked there. Oh, come on. The timer started because the game was frozen, right? I guess I retreat, right? I guess I retreat here. Send him up. And I end turn. Okay, so... I mean, the EX... Yeah, this is fine. Iono. I need to get energy, right? And I need to be able to now two-shot this Charizard EX. So I was... And this is something I you know, at one point I was thinking this Charizard EX could be good. And that, look, it's 330 HP still. That's good. He does big damage. First off, I was thinking he could be good because he does big damage early in the game. Well, this is very problematic for me now. They don't one-shot my EX this turn, but let's see what happens. I need to smack into him, but I don't know if I can even two-shot him now. So I'm in some trouble. I am in some trouble. Do I have... he does 20 per... If I attach a fire energy, I need to do as much damage as possible. That's what needs to happen here. So with the, what is that, Ogre's Mask, I could switch to the Fire Ogerpon. You can actually switch to another Grass Ogerpon if you need to. You just to kind of play the card and thin it. It doesn't help you at all, because all the attached cards stay, all special conditions stay. But it's just a way you can play it to thin your hand, I guess, is why you do that. So we will see what happens here, obviously, and find out what my opponent's grabbing and such. And well, I'll only find out if and when they play it, right? That's actually how it is, because it doesn't reveal it. So yeah, all right. So playing Arven, which means they probably grabbed Arven. Which means they can get an energy. I think I need to start getting another Charizard set up. I really need to... They failed the Arven, though, right? Is that what happened? No, they drew 2 cards. It's always kind of weird. Okay, so... Ooh, that's not good. So they can gust up. And that's bad. Bad news for me, right? They can take... Well, they need 2 more energies to take out the grass guy, right? I do have free retreat, so I can retreat back to the bench. Counter catcher. See which way they're going. Are they going to go with the... They want to get rid of the grass guy, which makes a lot of sense. But I don't think they finish him off this turn. So that's the good news. That's the good news. Okay. That's not terrible. Get some energies. I mean, I could get 2. I'm going to get 2 energies attached here, right? And that's very good, right? So he's doing 150. I could have... Okay, it's always weird the way it asked me, right? So you're doing 180. So, okay, do I wanna... Doing 210. The problem is I have to essentially one-shot this guy, I think, right? I don't know if there's anything else I want to play, right? I'll just grab him. I don't think I bench him. And I'll Iono here just because, right? If I were to get a boss, that might help me. Hopefully I don't time out, right? I almost timed out the last time I played Iono, right? Because it took so long. And this time maybe I do. Okay, I got my 2 cards. Got boss, though, for next turn. So hopefully it lets me... Yeah, at some point, is the timer going to start up while I'm doing this? And this says 4 cards, but there's actually 3 cards with a gap in the middle. So live has gotten very glitchy this game. Okay, so now I attack. I attack quickly because the timer starts the Iono. But that is unfortunate. I'm going to lose this game. I imagine. They're going to hit in. They're going to knock me out, I assume. If they don't knock me out, I think I knock them out next turn with this guy. So they don't want that happening. So I'm going to lose almost certainly. Am I out of my... I'm out of Sinistchas. So we'll see. I wonder if my opponent's having problems too. Why things are so slow. They seem slow at times too. And maybe they're freezing up as well. I don't know. Part of the problems with live is people are having problems where the games don't start, and therefore as more people are logging in games and conceding games, it just starts to burden the servers, and the servers just might be freaking out. Plus, look, we have a new set here, so it's a fun time to play the game. Right, so see what happens here. It's not great. They knock me out. Can I... Well, I'll send up the Poltchageist, right, I guess. If I were to get lucky, I could... I mean, I kind of need to knock this guy out, so it needs to happen, right? If I get... Actually, I can't probably evolve. Can I? So you're doing 140... You're at 220, and then you just knock me out once you have an energy, right? So I think I have to do this, and I have to Carmine. Yeah, I think I have to do this. I do that, and I'm going to lose this game is what's going to happen. And it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. I mean, 10. It's a loss though. I didn't get a rod, and if I had gotten my rod, I play one rod, I think, right? Trying to look at the list here. Maybe, yeah, one super rod, which I haven't played yet. So the boss for game, right? I mean, they need an energy, which they just need an energy from hand or to evolve. They have the Pidgeot EX, so unless they are out of energies, which I'm pretty certain they're not, they just have game. So it was a slow game, but that might have been slow because live is slow too. I don't know, but taking the loss, it was a competitive game-ish. This is where huge credit to my opponent by playing that Charizard EX. It gave him game. I think I would have won the game if they didn't play the Charizard EX for 151. So a very nice tech card in the deck for my opponent, and I think it gave them the W. All right, see how things go. Look, this deck is not going well. I'm starting to come to a conclusion that the best thing to do with this deck is wait until you get the upgrades and don't play the tier 0. I think this may be one of those videos that's I played this deck so you don't have to, right? The tier 0 build isn't great, okay? The Sinistcha is a big part of the attacking equation, which isn't good. I don't think it's just not doing enough at 210, right? Single price are doing 210 is not bad. The problem is you're missing your one shots, and that's not good. So, all right. It's not terrible. Am I first or second, though? I'm second. All right. See what happens here. Up against another Dragapult. Did that start Lumineon? Well, oh, wait. I took a mulligan, right? So that's kind of... okay. I mean... Did they... I'm assuming they benched the Lumineon V, and then they played the Dreepy after they drew for mulligan, I guess. I'm guessing that was the case. It doesn't really say that, right? I don't remember how it worked. All right, so okay, this is not good. I'm gonna Arven here. I would like some basic Pokemon search as well. So I've got to essentially play the Ultra Ball, I think. And I don't want a Bug Catcher. I guess that's the other question, right? I'm going to Bug Catcher because potentially this is better. And I'll do this. So I'm going to Bug Catcher first. That's exactly what I wanted, so thank you, game. It's probably not going to work for me, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to bench this other Poltchageist because I think he's the way to lose this game. That's kind of my thought there. Play you down. I think, do I ditch the Beach Court? I'll keep the Tool for now, because that Tool might be good too, right? That's my thought. Okay, good. The Ogerpon is there. That's really good. So I can accelerate him. And that's kind of it, right? I don't think I want to attach the Water Energy. Rod. What's in the discard pile? Okay, I don't want you at all. And... just end turn, I guess. I could attach the water. I'm going to attach the water here because it does do more damage for one thing. And it, yeah, okay. So there we go. Not a great start. My opponent went first, of course. So one of the big things with Dragapult EX is you need to go first. They got Arven, so that's good for them. you know, the only Pokemon search is Ultra Ball, right? With this deck I'm playing. That's not good, I don't think, right? Especially, it's a big basic deck. I would think you would want Nest Balls, I would think. I think I'd want a bunch of Nest Ball, right? I mean, especially when I do the upgraded version of the deck, I might just drop all the Sinistchas, and I'm still stuck with 4 Ultra Ball. So that's pretty terrible, actually, right? 4 Ultra Ball. Because once you do the upgrade, getting some energy in the discard pile has some value, but okay. So let's see where they might put it all on the guy with the tool. They obviously blow up my active. If I were to draw into the other Ogerpon and start the stall game, I don't necessarily mind that, but right now that's not an option. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good. I mean, this whole thing is not good, but things could be worse, right? Things could be worse. So I guess I do a gust here. And I gust that I stall, right? So I can't use my ability. I could retreat, but that doesn't feel good. Gust up the Xatu, and I'll attach energy here. So I'm just getting up the potential big damage. I guess I'll put EXP here. If I get knocked out, I can move over grass energy. You know, if they gust, they need to switch. Prime Catcher, of course, does both. That would be a very great card for them. I don't know what they play for an 8-spec, right? They haven't played one yet. So, okay, so they ditched their Manaphy. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. I'm just trying to buy time because I'm just in a world of trouble. So they're gonna, I assume, get a switching card here, and I think I'm just gonna lose here. I imagine. So they're gonna boss, and if they retreat, they knock me out, and I do get to move an energy, which means if I can attach, but I can't knock them out next turn, so I just lose next turn, right? Because they're gonna putting the 60 damage on this guy was exactly correct. I could potentially smack into them. I need to hit like I need to draw research, I guess, to have any options. Or Iono might be better. Just reducing, their options, right? So I'll just concede that. So anyway, so this is kind of the way this deck has gone for me. Just a lot, look, it's not the same, but the results have been pretty consistent with this deck, meaning a lot of losses. So yeah, so this deck, is I get more, unlock more cards. I get more Ogerpon EXs, which the deck needs. I think 4 Teal Mask Ogerpons. I probably want more copies of these other Ogerpons. I need ways to accelerate Fire Energy, so I'll get Magma Basin. I get 2 copies of that. I get a copy of Mila to accelerate Fire Energy too. So really good cards, all in all. I would like some, there's cards in the deck still missing, but I could put, eventually I'll put those in too. But the way this deck is built, you end up attacking with Sinistcha a fair amount, and especially right now because Dragapult EX is around, and you got multiple 30 HP basics. That's obviously, you're gonna have 2 prizes a turn without even worrying about what happened to your active, or you have a 70 HP, which is still really bad against Dragapult. So I just feel like this tier 0 build, honestly, is kind of unplayable right now. So my advice is play it a little bit if you want to try it out, but then just put it aside and wait till you can upgrade it, because the deck will get a lot better. But anyway, hopefully live, it seems to be working a little better today, and hopefully it all gets sorted out soon. Have some fun playing some Pokemon, and take care.